Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, in a sincere salutation to all the Octane pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the outwalk who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah, coming at you with another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification, another daily edification, Lord's willing, and be edified. And this is a video from AMTV. The title is Watch This, It Could Save Your Life. And what he's going into is the coronavirus that's spreading in China and throughout the four corners of the earth, which is prophecy of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah. So Lord willing, let's be edified.
Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're watching AMTV Alternative Media Television. Please share this video virally, pun not intended, across your social media networks. I think this will be the biggest story in the world in the next few days as this progresses and this outbreak is spreading worldwide. Of course, we warned about the coronavirus. No, not the beer. The actual virus that is airborne has already infected thousands, like the Black Plague of generations past, and people are dying in the streets. In fact, if this is accurate, I'm looking at a tweet right now from Max, who says this: people are literally dying on the streets of China. 20 million people across 3, now 4 major cities on lockdown in a complete martial law FEMA camp scenario. They are not allowed to get on trains, board airplanes. They've been alerted not to go into city centers, don't go shopping, standing in line at hospitals as people collapse and die in the streets. Now, this is spread across the globe. We had the first confirmed case in the United States just about a day ago. And of course, this has moved, I think, also in Washington State. And we are seeing this progress in not just places like Australia, parts of Asia, Singapore, Europe, now in 11 countries and more, spreading by the second at an unprecedented rate. At the same time, the World Health Organization is considering an upgrade to a level 3 threat assessment. Now, we are currently at level 2. Now, keep in mind, when we get to level 3, we're talking martial law in the United States of America. By the way, gas masks are selling out on Amazon. I checked earlier this morning. They were sold out on 9 out of 10 suppliers I checked with. I actually ordered some more of them. You should have all this stuff on hand, by the way. I mean, why would you not prepare? I've been telling you to prepare for years now as a part of geopolitical conflict, events like this, deadly disease.
He's telling you to prepare carnally, man. Carnally, man. Okay? These Edomites be telling you to prepare carnally, man. We are preparing spiritually.
Potential nuclear warfare. The list goes on and on and on. Now, the WHO director just said that each country is on its own. And then they tell you, they give you the advice to wash your hands. WTF, this user says. So let's just break down the symptoms and how to diagnose if you have been infected with this deadly disease in the same family and virus strain family, from what I've read, as SARS. And then we'll get into the origin of where they think this has come from. And then I'll delve into some things that I think, well, it probably will be eye-opening for a lot of you, because this plays into not just climate change, but also the agenda of people like Bill Gates that, of course, are pro-vaccination and stand to profit in the billions and billions by providing the solution to the Black Death that has just been released to the public. Isn't that convenient? I think it'll also be harnessed and utilized as a weapon of not just psychological and physical warfare, but fear, as the mainstream media is going to pump this threat level to such a high degree it could potentially send not just Americans here in the United States of America into a panic, and what we're already seeing all around the world, an absolute frenzy. In addition to that, Wall Street is warning. The indicators on Wall Street, Dow selling off today quite aggressively. We saw this with the SARS outbreak years ago. This could be the recipe for a total economic shutdown, so to speak, as people stop spending money, stop visiting Disneyland, stop going to the mall because they don't want to get sick. Now, what's very, very dangerous about these symptoms and diagnosis is it's very similar to the general flu. So those getting it and dropping dead in the streets of China don't know if they just have a typical flu, and those are the symptoms, or they have this brand new virulent, and what many fear, biologists fear, could be a mutating strain of Black Death. Here are the symptoms from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. I'll put a link below so you can read this for yourself in preparation of your own family if and when a quarantine is declared here in the United States in your city, state, or town, as has just been declared in China, again affecting 20 plus million people, as the Chinese are downplaying the severity, I believe, of this emergency. Now look, I don't trust governments anywhere. I especially don't trust the tyrannical government of China, the same government that beats its pro-democracy, liberty-loving protesters with American flags in Hong Kong. This is a tyrannical surveillance state regime, and that's who they are. So when they're downplaying this outbreak risk that they say might come from snakes or might come from bats or might come from farm animals and these kinds of things, if they say only 1,000 people are infected, then we know 10,000 people are infected. If they say 10,000 people are affected, which are some of the numbers coming now, that means 1 million people are infected. That means they haven't been able to contain this. And I think this could be the largest cover-up we have ever witnessed in history of AMTV, history of the internet. And again, I believe this to be a viral, not just infection, but story breaking out worldwide. Here are the common symptoms of the coronavirus, including types 229E, NL63, OC43, and HKK01, usually cause mild to moderate upper respiratory tract illnesses like the common cold. Most people get infected with these viruses at some point in their lives. These illnesses usually last for a short amount of time. Symptoms may include, so check your symptoms to see if it matches any of these: runny nose, headache, cough, sore throat, fever, a general feeling of being unwell. Now, because these general symptoms are so benign and similar to some of the other general symptom and responses of a typical person, a healthy person's immune system, it's very difficult to tell who and who does not have this deadly virus. And we are seeing some pretty dramatic images right now. In fact, I'm watching something on Twitter here from Corona at Bori35, hashtag coronavirus outbreak. There's 31,000 tweets on this right now. Again, social media doesn't lie, folks. They don't make this up. It's not fake news that 20 million people are in quarantine. It's not fake news looking at these images with your own eyes, people dropping dead in the streets, people wearing and selling out gas masks in Wuhan. Now, here we have, this is from somebody who has a relative in Wuhan, one of the 5 hospitals waiting in line to get checked, where we see the masses here. And I don't know if this is a smart idea. I don't think it is, folks. Why would you go to the hospital unless you were already sick, only to increase your chances of actually contracting the contagious, deadly disease? Now, keep in mind, Bill Gates has warned for a very long time, these are not my words, that he thinks a coming virulent disease and outbreak could kill 30 plus million people within 6 months, and says we should prepare for it as we do for war. Here we have an image of Bill Gates, who has also invested.
It's called agenda, man. Okay? They have agenda, man. It's called 3-step solution. Problem, reaction, solution, man. Okay, they create the problem, the people react, and the people come to them for a solution, man.
Billions of dollars into vaccination programs and vaccine type related awareness, and companies that stand to profit follow the money in the billions of dollars by providing the solution to the Black Death.
Right.
Now, there is some speculation, this is to be confirmed, and I will tell you that when it's just speculation, that a Chinese lab that studies the, quote, world's most dangerous pathogens is based in Wuhan. And potentially, they could have let this virus out on accident, or, call me a conspiracy theorist, maybe intentionally.
It's
Now, of
intentionally,
course,
man.
governments around the world have done this before where they willfully inject syphilis. In one example, with the Tuskegee example here in the United States of America in the 1930s, where they actually rounded up a bunch of black African-American men here in the United States, injected them with syphilis so they could study the virulent, damaging, and deforming effects of
And it wasn't African Americans. Those were Hebrew Israelite men.
that disease. We've seen this with many different government CIA-led operations. We saw this in the 1970s, and we certainly saw it with the Tuskegee experiment. Now, this has all been declassified. This is all hardcore facts, and you need to wake up to this. I have a corroborating article, another one here. Bill Gates funds seawater cloud seeding, chemtrails, the most benign form of geoengineering. Chemtrails used to be a conspiracy. You know, the trails at the airplanes, the government planes only, not the Boeing 747s and commercial jets. You'll notice this when they're at similar altitudes, the same part of day. We watch them here in Arizona all the time. I take video and photographs all the time. You'll have 2, 3 different planes in the sky, same altitude, during the same day at the same time, but only the government planes will be spraying barium, bromide, other cancerous, toxic chemicals as they spray you like buck.
This is another update, okay? I'm looking at World News right now as I'm doing this lesson. It say 22 dead, 1,200 hurt in Turkey earthquake, okay? It was a 6.8 that hit Turkey earthquake. It's all prophecies playing out. All prophecies, okay? This is the prophecies of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man.
Now, they ask, where does this stuff come from? Why are people getting sick? Why do they have respiratory illnesses? Now, this is what the elites tell you why they're doing this. They say that they're attempting to block out UV-related sunlight so that it plays into the whole global warming, protect the earth, make sure that the ice caps don't melt theory, which is all it is, a theory. We've been having ice ages for thousands and thousands of years, pre-carbon emissions, pre-Learjets, pre-cars, pre-automobiles, pre-7 billion plus population. We had ice ages then, and we'll certainly have ice ages again, which is exactly why they've changed the semantics of the term global warming to climate change. Because we're not warming, we're actually cooling. In fact, we're shivering here in Arizona, in Scottsdale right now, while they admit that they're geoengineering our skies. Now, here's an article from Bill Gates, actually from a while ago, because it's been going on for years, from 2010. Bill Gates funds seawater cloud seeding, the most benign form of geoengineering. He's getting very serious about it. Back in January, after the failure of governments at the Copenhagen Climate Change Summit to do anything serious, the billionaire former head of Microsoft announced he's giving nearly $5 million of his fortune to fund research into geoengineering projects. Recently announced his first concrete foray into the field, giving $300,000 to the project that would spray seawater into the sky. Now, there's this method. There's also the method of spraying chemicals by government planes to cover in a milky goo the blue, beautiful sky, and that's why you're having respiratory problems. We have it here all the time. It's gotten worse in Arizona in recent years. And then they blame things like pollution and stuff coming from California. It's absolutely ridiculous. I always say this, folks. Trust your own eyes. Understand, almost like we're in a petri dish, right? Almost like we're in that movie where there's a dome top and a flat earth. They are spraying and blanketing our beautiful, amazing, godly created skies with toxic chemicals. We also have, this is breaking right now from Fox 5 News, an LAX passenger has just been quarantined. This is breaking live right now after showing potential coronavirus symptoms. So here are the facts. We have flu-like symptoms breaking out around the world. We have tens of thousands of people right now infected with this deadly SARS family-like strain. Symptoms, according to the CDC, which act much like the common flu or cold, so you don't really know if you have it. Billionaires like Bill Gates fear-mongering and warning you tuning in for years that 30+ million people could die on the spot in less than 6 months, and we need to treat it as an act of war. Now, infected people seen dead in the streets in quarantined Chinese virus city. Here I have another corroborating report in Wuhan. Of course, the lockdown of 20 million plus people in 4 cities and growing has been branded a zombie land apocalypse by frantic locals after Chinese authorities told residents they are not allowed to leave yesterday morning. Pictures from inside the city paint an apocalyptic picture as medics patrol in hazmat suits and gas masks. In an upload direct from Wuhan, a man can be seen lying unresponsive on the floor as concerned individuals look on, purportedly dead. U.S. coronavirus. Washington state medics monitor 16 people who came into contact with the U.S. coronavirus patient 0 as second suspected victim is hospitalized after arriving at LAX from Mexico City. Again, my opinion, massive cover-up. You're not being told the truth. Millions of people on lockdown in China right now. A declaration, essentially, of martial law. Forced quarantine and really the equivalent of a FEMA camp in action. Airplanes being sanitized. Government workers with gas masks and running through ports of entry right now, not just into the United States, but also European nations. So here's the question. Is this an organic viral outbreak that
You seen them scanning the guy's eyes. You just seen it. They were scanning the guy's eyes, just like in the movie. What is that? With Will Smith. I Am Legend, man. Okay, hey, a lifetime movie coming. Hey, it coming straight live to a state near you, man. To a country near you. Okay, you think it's a game, man? Let's back it up real quick. Right here. Look at this, man. Cause this was in that movie, I Am Legend, man, with Will Smith.
into the United States, but also European nations.
You see that?
So here's the question. Is this
You
an
see that?
organic,
That's real, man.
viral outbreak that you tuning in should take seriously? Or is it just all fake news and, it's just a lie that they shut down 20 million people in China? And is this an organic outbreak that naturally occurred as a natural event? Or could it perhaps be a biochemical terror weapon? Bioweapon potentially unloaded and unleashed onto the American and global population for what the elites have told us they've always intended.
And we keep telling you, man.
Population controls.
Population control, man. And we keep telling you that these elites is going to release bio warfare, man. Okay, bio meaning body, man. Okay? They're going to release these things upon you people, man. Upon the world, man. And 2/3 of you will be destroyed, man. Thus saith the Lord. Thus saith the Bible, man.
Again, this ties into climate change, taxing the air you breathe. I was thinking about earlier, what a fantastic year it's been so far in 2020. We had the Iran missile attack as they launched missiles at U.S. bases in the Middle East and almost the outbreak of World War III. Now an actual viral outbreak. Australia literally burning itself to the ground right now.
And that's facts, man. They said over 1 billion animals, man, in Australia. 1 billion done been destroyed, man. Okay? But when you read in Hosea 4:3, the Lord say he would take the beasts of the field, he would take the fowls of the air, which is the birds, and he would take the fishes of the sea, man. That's another prophecy of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, man. To take the animals, man, out of the sea, off the earth, and out of the air, man. The Lord is destroying this place, and you people are blind, man. You are blind to the fact. Hey, but to the elect, hey, they have the outside. Hey, we see clearly, man.
And not to mention, I think this is going to tie in a significant way to the U.S. stock market and economic calamity on the horizon.
Again, that's facts, because they gotta usher in the RFID microchip, man, that one world currency. All this is tying in together. You can believe that, man. All of it is tying in together to bring about the one world currency, man. The RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast.
And if the dumbed down propaganda ingesting Kool-Aid drinking masses, cows that have been indoctrinated by the institutions around the world,
all the philosophies of the Idumeans, right? All the philosophies, man. We keep telling you, Colossians 2:8. Okay? We keep telling you, man, be not deceived through philosophers and vain deceit. We keep telling you, man.
Educational systems, and of course the mass mind control, psychedelic warfare propaganda.
It's called, for our people, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, it's called Stockholm Syndrome, man. Okay? You trust in oppression.
If this is anything what I think it potentially could be, this could be the most significant event we are laying witness to right now of biblical proportions that could only be described as an event from and really prophesied in the Holy Book itself.
And that's facts, man. And what did Isaiah 34:16 say? Seek ye out the book of the Lord and read. Not one of these shall fail, which is the prophecies. Not one of these prophecies is going to fail. They all come to pass. None shall want her mate. Meaning there's no other book that you can compare to the Bible, because no other book had the prophecies in it, man, about the pestilences, man. Okay, and this coronavirus, this Ebola, all these are prophecies of the Bible, man. The Lord said he will smite Egypt again as with plagues as before, man. And it ain't talking about the ancient Egypt. It's talking about the new Egypt. When you read Revelation 11:8, he tell you that this is spiritually Egypt and Sodom, man. Okay? Egypt meaning slavery, bondage. Sodom meaning the LGBTQP, man. Okay, and this is the revived Roman Empire, man. There's nothing new under the sun.
I'm Christopher Green. Please.
So, yeah, let's get this. I got a couple more I want to show you. Let's watch this. Hey, man, you can see it's dry over there in China, man. Because they got martial law, man. And this is coming to North America, man. And you can best believe it's coming soon, man. Look at that. It's dry over there, man. It say, the title of this video, it say coronavirus outbreak. Wuhan lockdown leads to empty streets, train stations, man. Everything is locked down, man. The airports, train stations, the streets. They got martial law going on over there right now in China, man. Hey, when this hit the shores of North America, you people gonna know in that time that there have been a prophet among you the whole time, man. Okay? You're gonna know. See, this ain't hit the shores of North America yet, man. Wait till it do. They have martial law in China right now, man. This is real-time feed, man. This ain't no movie. Look it up, man. Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms. Of what, Lord? Of war and of evil and of pestilences.
Intercontinental Hotel. And today is 24th of January, which is the biggest holiday in China. This is the Chinese New Year Eve, which obviously was cancelled, and nothing is going on here right now. So nobody here. Of course, where we work. Let's go there. As you see, nobody here. The hotel is absolutely empty. All the staff wear the masks to protect themselves. So of course there are no guests, but the restaurant is still working, and you can actually order the food to your room, or
This is Jeremiah 28:16. Hey, this is the year of prophecy, man, 2020. Okay? Which the Apostle Tahar deemed it, man. The year of prophecy. Jeremiah 28:16. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, while Yahweh Shah, behold, I will cast thee from off the face of the earth. This year thou shalt die, because thou hast taught rebellion against the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. And what these false prophets and pastors teaching you, and these bugged out camps, They're teaching you to be rebellious against the Lord, man.
Even you can eat inside the restaurant if you want, but there are no customers for now. Let's see what's going on. This is Lera, and this is our stage where we should work, and it's prepared for the gig. Hello from Wuhan, and happy Chinese New Year, everybody. So this is the view from our hotel balcony in Wuhan. And the weather is really bad today. It is so depressive. It's rainy, foggy.
Matthew 24 and verse 4. And Yahweh shall answer and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrow.
I don't really see anybody on the streets, no cars. So wild.
And that's what it is, man. Oh, so lock you for that. Let's play this. Well, I got rid of the wrong one. I'm about to go back real quick. Salakia. Let me pull this one up.
And still the numbers grow. Officially 41 dead and more than 1,300 infected with the new virus. The majority in Wuhan, Hubei province, where this all began. Today, China's President Xi Jinping warned it was spreading. And indeed, scientists at Imperial College London suggest as many as 4,000 people were infected by January the 18th. And that each person was infecting as many as 3 others, showing how hard this will be to contain. With pressure growing on the Chinese government, much of the country has now declared a level 1 public health alert. All transport in and out of Wuhan has been stopped. From tomorrow, all vehicle use, including private cars, will be banned from downtown. In the city of 11 million, 6,000 taxis will be deployed to help people get around. It is in quarantine. Wuhan and Hubei province remains the epicenter with the largest number of cases, but there are now reports from across China, and it has spread to Hong Kong and elsewhere in Asia, and further still to the United States, Australia and France, where 3 patients have now tested positive. In Hong Kong, where they have had 5 cases, today the government announced it was raising its emergency response to the highest level, with schools to remain closed for 2 more weeks after the Lunar New Year celebrations.
We need to step up our immigration control. We have to control the spread of the disease. First of all, we're going to stop flights and high-speed trains from Wuhan. We will wait until we're fully in control of the outbreak before we resume flights, as well as the high-speed train service.
31 people in the UK have been tested, but all are negative. Public health teams have been placed at Heathrow Airport in London for any passengers feeling unwell, and Channel 4 News understands that medical teams will also be placed at other major airports around the country over the next few days. Yet China remains the focus of this outbreak. In Wuhan, their medical facilities are being overwhelmed. They're now building 2 new hospitals to cope, and the Chinese military has sent in 450 medical staff.
Hey, they building 2 new hospitals, man, just to house the coronavirus people, man. Okay?
We will make every effort to mobilize all sectors of the community, both at home and abroad, to make special donations of urgently demanded medical-related materials and relevant drugs that meet the requirements.
Unlike influenza, there is no vaccine for this new virus, which has never been seen in humans before. Experts are concerned about how it might mutate. The symptoms include a dry cough and a fever, but people can remain asymptomatic, unaware that they can spread the disease. Tonight, China announced it was suspending tour groups from leaving the country, and the French and Americans are planning to evacuate their citizens from Wuhan, with other embassies in discussions with the local authorities.
And they show you this in the movie Outbreak, in the movie Contagion, okay, I Am Legend, Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead. They show you that there is no cure, man, which it is, but they releasing these diseases intentionally, man. Bio warfare, man. Okay? Why? Because they have a short time, man, and they're going to come down with great wrath, man. Okay? Everything else is not working, man. AIDS and cancer and syphilis and gonorrhea and herpes and tuberculosis, these things is not working, man. To do what? This is only to kill you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man. And in the process of it, if they got to kill some of their own people, it's called casualties of war, man. They don't care, man. They trying to get rid of you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans because everybody around the world know that you are the chosen people of the Lord, man. Okay? Everybody know that, man. We are a holy people, man. 1 Peter 2, man. Okay? Verse 9, man. We are a royal priesthood, man, and holy nation. Above all the nations that are upon the face of the earth, man. And they are trying to destroy you. But what you have to understand, the bigger picture is, this is the work of Yahweh, while Yahweh Shah, man. He's destroying 2/3 of you jakes, man. Why? Because you are rebellious against the Heavenly Father Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shah. Okay? Understand, man, the Lord is bringing these plagues, these diseases, these tribulations because you are rebellious, man. He's doing this for His name's sake, okay? Because He said that where we were scattered at, we profane His holy name, man. And what He's doing is judging you, and He's killing people that He doesn't care about. That should prove a point to you jakes, man. This is to prove a point to you jakes, man. Hey, the Lord is cold, man. He's an all still power. Hey, I tell you when what is that? Psalms 46, man. He is terrible and great in the same time, man.
The increase in the official numbers itself is not currently a sign that the crisis is worsening. It could reflect better monitoring and detection, but nobody is taking any chances.
Victoria McDonald reporting. Well, earlier I spoke to Ben Kavanagh, who's from Ireland and working as a teacher in Wuhan. I started by asking him.
This Psalm 47 and Psalm 47 and 2. For the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, Most High, is terrible. He is great. He is a great king over all the earth. He's terrible to you 2/3 and to the heathens, and he's great to the elect, man. Okay? For the Lord Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us and the nations under our feet, man. So what he's doing is he's destroying these nations with pestilences, man. Just to prove a point to you jakes, man. Okay? Hey, turn back to the Lord. Hey, you better get down or you're going to lay down grievously, man.
Him what the situation was like in the city.
Well, where I am is usually quite a busy street. But if you were to look outside now, you would have no idea it's Chinese New Year. It's like a ghost town out there.
And I mean, how does that feel?
It's hard to describe because there's nothing's ever prepared me for anything like this. It's as if I'm in a dystopian movie. It's hard. Like, there's 10 million people in this city, and they're...
You see that? He said nothing could prepare him for this, man. Hold on, man. Let's get that. Hey, you people gonna be... Hey, wait, I'm finna read it for you. This is Isaiah 33 and 14. And it reads, the sinners in Zion are afraid. Filthiness have surprised the hypocrites. Hey, when this plague hit Babylon the Great, which you got a couple people right now got it, man, 3-4 people. Wait till it spread to millions right here in North America, Babylon the Great, man. Okay? Isaiah 33 and 14. The sinners in Zion are afraid. Filthiness has surprised the hypocrites. Wait till this hit you jakes over here in North America, man. Okay? Hey, cause you can best believe over there in China, it's some jakes over there, man. Okay? And they getting caught up too, man, with this disease, man.
There's no one on the streets. And from midnight tonight, they're banning all transport. So no personal vehicles unless absolutely essential.
Martial law.
So there'll be nothing out there tomorrow.
Now, you seem quite calm, given what you're describing. Is there any sense of panic?
As the days go by, the panic seems to be increasing. I try to not worry until it's time to worry. There's no point worrying now. I'm not sick now. I'll worry if I get sick. But yesterday, in an American group chat, the people were freaking out a little bit. Today, just a few minutes ago, people in the British group chat, they were freaking out because the UK government don't appear to be doing anything, while the French and the American governments look like they're taking action for their citizens.
Yes, now I know your stories appeared in the Irish press. Have you heard at all from Irish diplomatic services? Are they giving you any advice? Are they getting in touch to see how you are?
I haven't heard anything from anyone, but I also haven't tried to reach out because it's also Chinese New Year, so consulates and embassies, they're not open today. But for Ireland, I haven't heard from anyone, but I haven't tried to reach anyone. I don't think it makes sense to leave. We're here, and if we left, we would feel better, but then we're only risking spreading the disease.
You're there on your own, as I understand it. What, if any, precautions can you take, or are you being told to take, to prevent catching this virus?
Well, the best thing to do is stay at home, but unfortunately that's just not possible the whole time. So when you do go outside, I actually wear swimming goggles, would you believe it? Because that's how the doctors and nurses have been infected, because they're being infected through their eyes. They took precautions for their mouths with masks, but the doctors and nurses were infected in the hospitals through their eyes.
And you see, that was going on in the movie Outbreak, man, and in the movie Contagion, man. Hey, we've been telling you, man. Okay, our apostles been telling you, man, these things is coming, man. Who? To you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man. The Lord moving everybody else out the way, man, just to get to you jakes, man. Hey, and hey, just the same way the Idumeans have a saying, a few gotta die, man, to save millions or whatever, man. A few 100,000 gotta die to save millions. Hey, Yahweh Ba'ashim Havashai is going to kill billions to save a few million, man. Okay? And that's scripture.
So now when I go out, I wear 2 masks and a pair of swimming goggles. It looks silly, but it's the safest way to do it.
And how often are you venturing out? Presumably you need supplies.
I will be going out first thing in the morning for what I can only describe as a massive shop, because I don't want to have to go out again for a very long time. I plan on bringing my suitcase to the shop so that I can get enough stuff. And that's it. After that, I don't plan on leaving for weeks.
So you are literally anticipating having to stay in your flat alone with this stockpile of food ad infinitum at the moment?
Yeah, that's it. I got a message from my work and all transport into Wuhan is indefinitely shut down. We don't know when. We have no idea when the end is coming.
Because I assume, even if you wanted to leave, to try to make your way back home or somewhere else, you couldn't at the moment.
No, that's impossible. That's why people are so upset, and the Americans and the British are very upset at the moment, because there is no way out. We're in a quarantine city, and that's just the way it has to be. Otherwise, we risk spreading this disease further afield. Like, it's already global.
Well, we wish you to stay safe and sane. Thank you very much for talking to us today.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Hey, and there it is, man. And you just think this is a game, man. This is serious, man. This is serious, man. We've been telling you. And let me go back. Let me go back to where I was at. Let me see. Let me get rid of this and pull this back up. I think it's let me see this one.
The latest victim to be taken into isolation in Wuhan. For a moment, the woman pulls off her mask to breathe. Those without symptoms would not dare do that here. The spread of the coronavirus is accelerating. Authorities unable to confine it. Unconfirmed pictures from inside a hospital showing it overwhelmed. Patients treated in corridors. All medical staff in full protection suits. One doctor has already died. Another cries out, overwhelmed by the workload in a city that no one can leave or enter. In a meeting with state officials, President Xi described it as a grave situation, demanding all patients to be put in a centralised quarantine for treatment, though that may prove difficult with 1,300 cases already confirmed. 5 are in neighbouring Hong Kong, which has declared its highest level of emergency.
到內地嘅交流、探訪、文化、體育嘅活動。
Okay.
All cultural and sports visits within China are banned, warned Chief Executive Carrie Lam, as well as closing schools for a fortnight and threatening prison for anyone not declaring their arrival from the mainland.
Okay, I think I played that one. Let me pull up this other one. So lock it for that, because I want to get these precepts too. Let me pull this one up. Oh, that one I already showed. Let's see. Okay, yeah. That was the one. Let me go back to it.
French doctors say that the first 3 patients known to have the virus in Europe are all now recovering well. 31 people suspected of having it in the UK have all had their tests return negative, but it does seem only a matter of time before it arrives.
I certainly think we can anticipate that there may be cases. It's not inevitable, but I think we need to be prepared for the fact that there may be cases here. So long as they are isolated quickly and treated appropriately, we don't really need to worry about onward transmission, because we have seen in other countries that it is possible to contain this virus if identified early.
It has though spread to Nepal, Malaysia, the US, and now to 4 patients in Australia.
I wouldn't be surprised if we had further confirmed cases. As I've said previously, however, Australia is very well prepared.
Across Asia, travellers are having their temperatures monitored. Yet reportedly, American officials have tomorrow been given permission to land a plane in Wuhan and evacuate hundreds of their own citizens. The only sliver of good news that no one so far is understood to have transferred the virus after leaving China. Richard Pallo, ITV News.
Yeah, man. Hey, this ain't no game, man. Hey, this is serious. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 58. If thou wert not observed to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayst fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord Yahweh, Bahashum Yahushua, thy power, then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sickness, and of long continuance. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, thy power. You see, the plagues that's in this book and that's not written in this book, they shall cleave to you, man. And this is the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, man. Now, over 2,000 earthquakes hit North America. Hit Puerto Rico. Destroyed it, man. Australia in fire, man. Over 1 million animals. The Lord is bringing judgment, man. If you can't see it, you're going to be destroyed, man. You're just blind. This is 2 Ezra 15 and verse 5. It reads, Behold, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Verse 8, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness. And this is talking about you Israelites. The Lord don't care about the heathen nations. He's talking to you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. I will hold my tongue no more as touching thy wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things, in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, which is talking about the elect, and the souls of the just complain continually. Verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, talking about the elect, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plagues and punishment that God shall bring upon it. This is verse 23. The fire is gone forth from his wrath. That's why Australia on fire. That's why California on fire. Okay, Greece is on fire a little while back here, man. Okay, a lot of other parts of the world was on fire, man. And have consumed the foundation of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. Woe to them that sinneth, and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. I will not spare them. 2/3. Go your way, ye children from the power, defile not my sanctuary. Talking to the elect. Verse 26. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. From now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. 2/3 gonna be destroyed, man. For God shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Hey, and that's part of prophecy, man. Okay. This is verse 40, 2 Ezra 15 and 49. And it reads, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilences. Which pestilence is diseases, man. That's why you got this coronavirus everywhere. To waste thy houses with destruction and death. And who's he talking to? The Idumeans, first and foremost, man, for putting their hand on the apple of the Lord's eye. And the glory of the power shall be dried up as flour when the heat shall arise that is sent over you. With that heat, them intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. Okay? This 2 Ezra 16 in verse 14, it reads, Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and should not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Verse 18, the beginning of sorrows. Like I read to you in Matthew 24 and 8, the Lord said this is just the beginning of sorrows, man. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Ezra said, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? And we crying the same thing, man. We crying Abba Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, Father Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, who will deliver us in those days. Hey, that's why you gotta stay diligent. Keep the faith, man. 2 Ezra 16 and 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other shall escape the hunger, shall the sword destroy, man. Okay, it say, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy, man. So you ain't gonna escape, man. The judgment is coming, man. The Lord said he's gonna visit the earth which he have made, man. Matter of fact, let's read this. 2 Ezra 9 and let me see, 2 Ezra 9 and 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Hey, so in every verse 7 say, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the sad perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. That's talking about the predestined, man. Okay? And so if you ain't a part of those predestined, man, you're going to be destroyed, man. So you got time to put on the whole armor of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua right now, man. Hey, Lord, witness edifying. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rikah Kodash. The honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all that can pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwa who are listening and learning. The few sisters who are listening and learning. Hey, Lord willing, till next time, shalom.